The music is killer.
Just custom music.
It's free.
Oh,
It's online, so it can be played on Facebook and
sure.
YouTube without any copyright
Right,
stuff.
right.
Well, welcome back to the 2024 Magic City Car and Trade Show. Open at 10 o'clock. We're open in about 10 minutes. You'll be able to come down here and check out the car show again today. We were open all day yesterday, had quite the crowd. Now today is about 10 minutes away from opening. Joining me first off this morning is Adam Balk with the Northern Mini Racers.
Morning, Brandon. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how fun is this?
Yeah, it's been a few years. I don't think we've raced at the car show since before COVID happened, so we're excited to be back. We've done, I think this is probably the 10th or 12th time we've raced at the car show through the course of the last 15 years, so
Yeah,
we're happy to be back.
I think when you guys stopped coming is when we moved it further into the spring.
Yeah, that got to be kind of a weird time for us because we primarily race our on-road season from October until about the 1st of April. And then we have a little bit of a lull from the 1st of April through the middle of May, and then we switch over to running dirt oval outdoors. And so it's kind of our off-season, you could say, so it was a little bit of a challenge for us to wrangle up enough guys to participate. Everybody's getting busy working on their lawns and farming and ranching and those kinds of things.
So what was different this year? What made you guys come back this year?
There was a bunch of guys that were excited to do it. We didn't have a place to race all through the winter. We lost the facility we were in, and we were unsuccessful in securing a new one. So we only raced a couple of times through the course of the winter, and so everybody was excited to race one more time before the summer hit.
That's a real challenge, isn't it?
It is.
Finding a place to race in the winter.
It is. Yep. It's one of those things. There's lots of space available, but with our limited budget and resources, it makes it a really difficult thing because we need so much square footage of open space, which normally, when you get into competition with oil fields and truck shops and things like that, it becomes a bit of a challenge. We're working on a kind of a partnership with the Minot Auditorium for this coming winter, where we're going to probably set up and tear down one weekend a month, and that way we'll be able to race through the year. So.
Oh, that ain't so bad.
No.
You guys you were in a place up on North Hill. I think that's when Max and I first got into it with you guys.
Yep.
We went and visited you up on North Hill. He got a look at everything that went on. Then you moved to the Sawyer.
Yeah, we were at the Sawyer Community Center is where we were at for many years, and that was a great partnership with them. The thing that we've run into, and I'm sure it's very similar with real racing, the cars have gotten so fast and the track was a little small, and so it made it real tough to get around with, and nobody wants to slow down. Everybody wants to go faster, even though sometimes slowing down makes the racing just a little bit better.
Yeah. So no on-road this winter, which
Nope.
stinks, but you guys made it out here for this deal. You guys still travel quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
There's
actually.
other clubs in the country or in the upper Midwest?
Yeah, we travel all over the place. There's some of us have been, from the West Coast to the East Coast. Probably one of the highlights of the winter this year actually was Cody Burke, son of Hall of Famer Nathan Burke, was just inducted this last year. He qualified to race at the Worlds. So he traveled down to Florida in December, and he actually finished 13th overall in Superstock for the World Championship.
That's crazy.
So that's kind of the highlight of our club. We've had some local guys. We've traveled to Billings, Montana. We've gone to Minnesota for a few races, a little bit further south. But, yeah, we do pretty well. I mean, for a small group in the middle of North Dakota, we're pretty quick around here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I kind of pay attention to the stuff on Facebook. I know guys go out to Great Falls, and then I'm friends with the boys' family, so Jed and
Sure, yep. Exactly.
Damon.
Yeah, they travel around quite a bit, and there's, we had our partner club in Pingree. He did a race at the Devil's Lake Casino this year. It was a huge turnout, 150 some entries. We're working on for our 2-day this winter. We're actually moving it from the Minot Auditorium. We're going to do it at the Grand International in February of 2025. Bigger room, just a different venue. Everybody really likes hotel races. You park your car and you stay for the weekend. So,
that is nice.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. We've got some things that kind of cooked up here at the end of the on-road season, and now we're starting to look forward to the summer oval season that we have coming up here.
So as I said before, visiting with Adam Balk, Northern Mini Racers, RC Car Racing. If you come down here to the car show, check out all the beautiful classic cars, race cars, and all the way in the back room.
Yep.
It's like the save the best for last. As you get into the back room there.
There you go.
You can stand and watch the Northern Mini Racers. Let's talk about the classes the cars that you're racing this weekend. As I pull it up here, what you're looking at on the bottom right of the screen there.
Yeah, so that would be the vintage Trans Am class. The whole premise behind this is using almost like a Hoosier-style tire It's got a tread on it. There's a list of vintage bodies that would participate in like the vintage Trans Am class. It's a spec motor, a spec battery. Everything should be, you know, the cars are supposed to be very equal. And so it kind of adds that realism. It looks, you know, the classic car guys really get into that class because you got Mustangs and Camaros.
And everything that people are going to see here are electric.
Exactly, yep, no nitro here. With the transition to lithium batteries and brushless motors over the last few years, nitro is still popular in places, but in North Dakota, especially in this area, you don't see a lot of nitro. Everything's electric because you don't have to tune it for the different weather conditions. You just plug it in and go.
Yeah, that's way better than them gas ones. I had a couple gas ones when I was younger.
Yeah, they're
never ending on the tuning.
They're for a certain type of person that likes to tinker on the motor. I'm not one of those people.
Nope.
This will be my 24th season that
Plug
I've been racing, and I'm a plug and go.
Plug the battery and go.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of these cars, if somebody come down here and asked you, can I get involved in this? Can I race this car? What would it take to get into it?
So you're going to have a little bit of support equipment, charger, some tools, a little bit of equipment there in the pits, and then you need to have the car with a full set of electronics and a battery and a radio. You could do it for about $500 if you really wanted to. There again, though, this is racing. It can be as expensive or as reasonable as you wanted it to
But
be.
you guys are willing to help.
Yeah, we're absolutely willing to help. There's a lot of guys that come to our Facebook page, the Northern Mini Racers, and we're willing to help them out with that. This is one of the most popular classes that we run. We've ran that one for years and years, and it's got a good following here at the club.
So basically, I'll give you guys some backstory. Max, my son, how old was he then? 10, 11 years old?
Yeah, he was,
pretty young.
He's looking me in the eye, and I had to look down on him at that time. He was pretty small.
He wanted to do the RC racing. I thought it was great for him and I to go do together. I never had any desire to drive the cars myself or anything. And we came to you, and you helped us put together a kit. You gave us everything that we needed in that kit so we could go racing. I'm sure you're willing to help out doing that. I'm not going to say do that same thing, but help out.
Absolutely, yeah. The way it worked out when you guys were ready to get started, I happened to have a lot of extra gear, so it worked out where I just put it all in a box and said, "Here you go, Brandon. It's going to be this much money."
It was perfect. It was perfect because we didn't have to do much.
Exactly. No, we do have. I mean, we're pretty helpful. We got guys around that we're willing to help, and there's usually used cars around. It doesn't take much to find if somebody wants to get set up with that.
So then you go to the other class that you got on here. These are the cool-looking ones.
Yeah, these are 12-scale cars, so they're designed more like the LMPs that you would see over in Europe. We run these. This platform is a two-wheel drive platform, where VTA is a four-wheel drive. These are a little bit smaller. They're a little bit lighter, but they're much, much faster.
Way faster.
Way faster. They run on foam tire predominantly. There's 3 different variations of this particular class. We'll run stock, super stock, and mod, with the difference being the tires and the motor, basically. The stock car runs a spec tire where everybody runs the same.
Yep.
You can run, there's a list of approved motors, and the same goes for super stock and stock. When you get to mod, you can run open tires. You run however fast of a motor you can hang on to. We could see speeds up to 70 miles an hour on the straightaway with these modified cars. There is one more class that's a really beginner-friendly class that uses a 12-scale platform. It's called GT12. Runs a rubber tire that the tires last for a month, so you don't have to replace tires very often. It's a lot slower. It's a spec motor. It's a fantastic beginner class. You can use chassis like this. You can get them for $120 online from people selling old ones, and
put them together.
Throw some electronics in them, and be ready to go. You could easily get started for less than $500.
If you're scared about, like, I want to get my kid in this because we want to go do something together. If you're scared, you don't know what you're doing, you guys are helpful.
Absolutely.
You guys walked me and Max, or Max and I, through everything that we had to do.
Right.
And you forced him to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't do it for him.
I will show him one time, and then I'm going to watch him do it the rest of the time. And I mean, we have a lot of kids in the club. Myself, I started racing when I was 11 years old. And so I had somebody that helped me, took me under the wing, handed me the box and said it'll be this much money.
Yeah.
And he was willing at that time. I made $20 a week in allowance. I paid him $10 a week. $5 was my race fee. I had $5 for lunch. That was how I spent my allowance every single week till I got it paid off. It took me all winter, and I paid my car off, and I was, it was a good feeling, and we're willing to do that. Max was young when he started. We've got some young guys in the club. Kyle Fisher's only 13. He's been racing for 10 years.
He was barely tall.
He's been wheeling since he could barely hold the radio.
Yeah.
And Cody Burke started when he was 10. You know, we got Ben Burke is Cody's cousin. He's known around the Nodak
Yeah.
Speedway, and you know, we got a bunch of guys. Damon Boyce has been racing since he was real young. You know, we've got lots of kids around that, you know, we're not, and Jason Lochto has been racing for longer than I have been. You know,
Yep.
Jason and I were laughing, you know, at one point we were the young guys in the club, and now
You're the old ones.
we're the OGs now, which is kind of surprising, you know, but after 24, 25 years, that's kind of where we're at now.
And you see some of the people that have been around the Nodak world. You know, you got Butsy.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Raced at the Nodak Speedway,
Yep.
raced all over the upper Midwest with
Yep.
a sprint car and stuff. And he's able to take in and get that competitive flow of racing.
He is. Yep, and he's been doing it for longer than I have been.
And he takes pride in the kids coming in.
He absolutely does. You know, we got some guys here this weekend that their dads raced years ago before their kids were born.
Yep.
And now their kids are 10, 12, 13 years old, and they're here running this weekend. And so, yeah, it does kind of come full circle around, and we're more than willing to help. It just got to raise your hand. We're not a group that goes looking for people, but if you raise your hand, we're more than willing to help.
Yeah, and then what happened with Max is we got into that damn travel basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is no time to do travel basketball because we have practice 3 nights a week and traveling on the weekends. And I was like, Max, we got to do one or the other because we tried to do
tough.
both.
Yep, it gets
it's
really
one or
tough.
the other.
I had a choice as well when I was in school because I was Max's age when I started, and it was basketball or racing. And from the looks of me, I didn't run very well, so it was racing for me.
But from the looks of Max, he can run.
He can run.
He can do that stuff.
Yep.
The laziness in him doesn't allow him.
Well,
to do
there's that too.
Yeah. So once you get done at this show here, you guys in the next couple weeks are going to kind of switch over to. What did I do here? Oh, I hit the wrong button. I'll get it right.
There you go. Too many buttons. Not enough time.
Yeah. You're going to switch over to the outdoor stuff.
Correct.
You guys have an outdoor track. I guess I should have loaded that in. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll load in the actual track itself. Or no, we didn't have the outdoor track.
Yeah, we didn't grab a track, oval track. So what we did was we've had an outdoor off-road track for years, and I suppose it's been 6-7 years ago now. We were seeing a real decline in attendance, and off-road tracks are a lot of work. It's anybody that's been involved with a motocross track, they would understand that too, maintaining the jumps and keeping everything good. It really got to be a challenge, and we weren't seeing a lot of attendance out of it. So we made a pretty drastic change, and we flattened the jumps, and we made it an oval. And so now we run sprint cars, and we run B-mods on dirt oval, and we run those every Wednesday night. And we have 2-point series, one for the B-mods and one for the sprint cars. Lucas Vondell, I don't know if some of you guys know Rick Vondell.
Yep.
His son Lucas runs the B-mod program, and Jason Lochto runs the sprint car program. And we run points nights. The schedule's on our Facebook page, 83 North, RC Park. And it's all dirt oval stuff. We wet the track down. We've got basically, we try not to do that, but it sometimes happens. We have some, we maintain the track very similarly to what you would see out here in Nodak. We've got lawn tractors with rippers and packers and all that.
Just at a smaller scale.
Just at a smaller scale, yep. And sometimes when we need a little extra heft, I'll sit on the packer to get us that extra down pressure that we need. So we race those every Wednesday night with point schedule fluctuates. It's usually about every other week. So sprint cars will be this week, B-Mons will be next week, then sprint cars. So we alternate the points nights. And it sounds like we're going to get a real big boost to the B-Mod program this year. That's kind of more of our entry-level program. It's based around a Traxxas Slash. We would look at, I think we got a picture of the B-Mods here too.
Pulling it up.
Those are based on a Traxxas Slash. Everything is very spec'd out on those, so you don't have to get into them a whole lot. Basically, the way they come out of the box is the way that we run them. You can do some setup changes, but you can't put a bunch of aftermarket parts on them. So.
And the bodies, I know there's a bunch of places to get these body kits.
Yep. The one I personally run is Seipel Speed Shop. There's Custom Works sells them. There was a guy that used to come to the car show here for a while that he was selling them.
Yeah, I ordered a few of them.
Yeah,
one of Max's has that on there.
And I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name, but there's lots of places to get these bodies. Just find one that you like. You can paint them, you can wrap them. The wrap that I have, actually, Justin Turnus did at Sign
You
Design
literally
for me.
wrap it with stickers?
It's wrapped with,
Instead of painting the inside of the body.
Yeah, the one that I have done is a full wrap, just like what you would see on one of these cars. So,
did you put it on, or did Turnus?
Turnus did, yeah. Yeah, Turnus did. That's not.
Did he used to do that too, or not?
Yeah, Justin raced years ago. There's a lot of guys in the Minot area that used to race, and so yeah, we do this. It's gonna be a fun season. I think there's some real real high excitement around, especially the B-Mods points this year. There's some new guys coming in that are really excited about it. Sprint cars, those are a little bit quicker. They're like a two-wheel drive buggy-based sprint car conversion kit usually. And so they're a little bit more expensive on that side of it. So if you're looking for a place to start, I would recommend the B-Mods.
But the B-Mods are two-wheel drive as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, they're all two-wheel drive. Yep.
And you can go. We still have a hobby shop, airport hobby shop.
Yep, you can go up to the airport or hobby shop and buy a Traxxas Slash, and then if you want to stop out to the off-road track, we can help get you set up.
Get you a body.
Get you the body.
Do they sell the body kit up there?
They don't at the hobby shop in Minot, but Mark Kemet, who owns the track, he's got a hobby shop through his place that we can help you out. If you get the Slash and come on out, we'll help you out.
But it's one of them classes. You literally buy the Slash, and if you had to come out with just the stock Slash body we let you run.
Yeah,
you'll let them run.
Absolutely. If you got to run the stock Slash body for a week or two till your B-Mod body shows up, that's not a problem. We've done that in the past, and we're a pretty hospitable group. We do the best we can.
Because you're running the stock tires that come on the Slash.
Exactly. Yep. There's like 3 different variations of the stock tires that there's the 3 or 4 different versions of the Slash, and some of them have different tires. So there's a list of 3 different ones. There's a special compound that's not because it's softer and it gives a performance advantage.
But parts are easily accessible.
Absolutely, yep. And you don't really, in the time that we've been running these B-Mods, we haven't really broke anything except for the rear hub when you have one car going through the corner and one car coming into the corner.
Yep.
That's really the only part that anybody's broken, and it's the way we have the track designed. It really minimizes the amount of T-boning that can occur. And it's very reasonable, very cheap. The hobby shop has lots of parts on hand for the Slashes, which is why we went that route for that class. It's a great place to get started if you're looking for something to do, and it's a little bit cheaper than running some of these other cars that are sitting behind us.
It's probably way cheaper. I don't know what I get myself into. I start maxing a hobby stock, and now we're sport modding it this year.
You probably should have stuck with the.
I should have stuck with the RC cars.
Yeah, that would have been cheaper.
Way cheaper. Then I wouldn't be freaking out about sending my daughter off to college.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need a trailer. You just throw it in the back of whatever beater car you give Max to drive around. I was kind of laughing. There's more Sunfires and Cavaliers in one place that I've seen since high school.
It's kind of cool though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like they multiplied over the winter.
Yeah, but we had to make a use for some of them cars.
Well,
that was
true.
kind of the deal.
Sure.
That's why that Sport Compact class came in.
Absolutely.
They stopped making our 80s Monte Carlos.
Sure.
So now we had to make use of the Cavaliers, Sunfires.
It is funny seeing that many of them sitting around. It's like being back in high school again.
Chris Yost comments on here. He has a couple B-Mods. I'm guessing Yost used to run with you guys
he did.
for a little bit?
Yep. I think he's racing real cars now, so they're again probably tying up all his time.
He said if somebody's looking to get into it, get a hold of him.
Sure. There you go.
I have one B-Mod sitting there, and I have another Traxxas Slash sitting there waiting for the body.
Right. Well,
I might even have the body kit still sitting there somewhere.
Oh, it's brand new.
Yeah, because Max, I think we put a body on his so he could run. You guys did something on asphalt right outside the Flicker Tail.
That's right. Yep. For I think it was the Labor Day weekend car show we had done, or Motor Magic?
Motor Magic. Yep.
We've done a few things there off and on over the years, and now all the Slashes around. That's kind of why we went that route. So they run the brush motor. That's the slower one, and it's not the low-profile chassis. It's just the regular chassis. If you're not sure, shoot us a message. We can take a look at it.
You can go to North 83
North
or
RC
83
Park.
North.
Yep, that'd be the oval stuff. And then if you're interested in the carpet on-road, Northern Mini Racers is kind of the group.
If you have a question for either of them,
we
go to
see
either of them.
I'm the admin for both, so we'll get you pointed in the right direction.
What we're going to do is do a giveaway. If you're watching, we got almost 30 viewers watching. So you come down to the car show today. Adam is going to take this purple shirt and a black hat, Speedway Motors hat, Speedway Motors shirt. Should we throw in the
Auto Value?
The Auto Value hat too. You'll get 2 hats and a shirt if you come back. If you come to the car show, you go all the way to the back where the Northern Mini Racers are, where the RC cars are, and you flag somebody down and tell them you're here for the hats and the shirt.
There you go. We'll be there. We'll be here till almost till the time the show closes. So
show closes, I believe, at 5 today.
Yep, and we'll be running until at least 4 o'clock today. So
yep. So show closes at 5 today. If you're out there watching, come on down and hang out.
Yep, absolutely. Ask some questions. Watch us race. We're doing a little different format than we normally run. So we're doing all heads-up races today. And
just one-on-one.
Well, there's 4 or 5, but we normally run IFMAR style, which would be everybody's on their own clock for qualifying. We're not doing that. It's a lot easier to watch when we line up on the straightaway and hit the button. And
just go.
Yep, and that's what we've been doing all weekend.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good change of pace, and it's a good way to practice some main starts. So.
Yep. So come on down. open till 5 today. Check out all the cars, the mini racers, everything. I don't know what else to tell them to come down and do.
Should be good.
Should be good. We'll close this out. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Brandon.
BSing, and nice to catch up with you. It's been a few years since I've seen you.
Yeah, it has been. Good to see you again.
For Adam, I'm Brandon. We're over and out. See, now we got good music again.
There we go.